We're locked and loaded, ready to go once more here on Philadelphia 76ers Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Senior. Weekend coming up around the corner. Hope all of Philadelphia getting set and ready to have a great weekend. We have a great show coming your way. We're talking Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell. In the wake of that big WOJ bomb this week, Donovan Mitchell trade rumor starting to heat up. And the big question for Philadelphia, this front office, this organization, and really everything going down across the NBA. What's the trade package going to be for the Spider and for Philadelphia? Should the Sixers trade for Donovan Mitchell? And if they do, they'd probably have to part ways with Tyrese Maxey, something that Nick Wright talked about on Fox Sports 1. I'll give you my thoughts on that coming up around the corner. But to first set the foundation, Woj said this the other day. Up to this point, after the Rudy Gobert trade, Utah was not willing to engage in trade discussions involving Donovan Mitchell. But that all changed the other day, and the asking price for D-Mitch does appear to be steep for a player in Donovan Mitchell who's in his mid-20s, who's put up big numbers now for 5 consecutive years, and he's been a consistent playoff performer, a guy who really does like the bright lights as well as the big stage. Now, as for the teams who are leading the charge in the Donovan Mitchell sweepstakes, according to Brian Windhorst, it looks as though it's going to be the New York Knicks, at least up to this point. But as we know in NBA circles, things can change very, very quickly in a rapid instant. Knicks have 8 tradable first-round picks and a need and a desire for a star player like Donovan Mitchell, Windhorst said. Some people believe this is an inevitability. But I think we're going to hear a lot about Mitchell in New York over the next couple of days. Now, plenty of times here on the show, we've looked at D-Mitch's regular season numbers, but I just got done saying that this guy plays some of his best basketball when the Sixers as a team have come up short. That's in the playoffs. They have not won a second-round series going all the way back to 2001. That's a problem. So if Daryl Morey, Doc Rivers, ownership are thinking, okay, we need to improve our title chances with Joel Embiid going into maybe the end of his prime, could Donovan Mitchell move the needle? 39 games is his playoff experience, 28 points, nearly 6 assists. It actually goes up in the playoffs as compared to his creation numbers in the regular season. And considering the volume, how many times this guy chucks up shots, the shooting splits at 43 and 37 are pretty solid for Mitchell. Now, before we continue on today's show, as always, I value the responses from Philadelphia because I understand that you guys are some of the smartest basketball fans out there. So when it comes to D-Mitch, how would you grade him as a player on a scale of A, B, C, D, or F? Let me know right now in the comment section. Here's where the 76ers would enter the group chat among other teams in the NBA, and specifically with Utah if they hit up Danny Ainge, who's currently running basketball operations as the governor for Utah. That's what his title is deemed as. In order for Philadelphia to get a deal done for Donovan Mitchell, the Jazz, no doubt, no question, are going to ask for Tyrese Maxey. But is that a good deal? Is it smart business practice? I personally don't think so, but Nick Wright disagrees with me. Here's what he said about the Sixers' potential pursuit of Mitchell. Philly should make a phone call. Tobias Harris and Tyrese Maxey straight up for Donovan Mitchell. There'd be no picks. What you will be getting is Tyrese Maxey for Utah. That's the young guy on a rookie contract who could one day be Donovan Mitchell. But I've said this before. I think that Maxey down the road, if not as early as year 3, coming up here in 2022-2023, can be Donovan Mitchell, if not better than Mitchell. Tyrese Maxey, by far and away, is the better defender up to this point. We've seen him lock down some really good guards. Now, the offensive game has some similarities, some differences. I'd say that D-Mitch and his three-point shot, maybe he's more comfortable with the volume there, but maybe with a maximized and larger role, Tyrese Maxey will get to that point. But Maxey's shooting numbers last year from distance were actually better than D-Mitch, and he has that wiggle to get to the cup, if not more explosive of a player than Donovan Mitchell. So when I explore the upside right now of Maxey as compared to D-Mitch, the age, the contract, who Maxey is becoming and what he can become, I'm holding on to Tyrese Maxey by all accounts, and I'm not making this deal. Now, if this deal or another deal happens, you know who's going to cover it? Your boy right here. You know who's going to break it down? 76ers Now by Chat Sports. That's why you subscribe to the channel. And actually, I looked at the date today. This is the 1-year mark of us launching this channel. Nearly 8,000 subs in a calendar year. Yes, Philadelphia, you're the best for supporting everything that we do. Let's get to 8,000 subs as soon as possible. Just simply hit that red subscribe button down below or plug in that link as this video rolls. It's youtube.com/76erstv. Now, continuing on Maxey. I love the growth that I've seen from him. And to be able to get him where the Sixers got him, in the 20s of the NBA draft a couple years ago, and to see him become the player that he's already become is really exciting. It's really enticing because you're starting to envision, especially with how he performed in the playoffs, the type of player that he can become down the road. And can he be a co-star to the star of Joel Embiid selfishly, or maybe not even selfishly? I want to hold on to Tyrese Maxey because the Sixers have not had a guard with this much excitement, this much explosiveness, and this much potential, honestly, since Allen Iverson. And if you want to debate me on that, let me know in the comment section. But give me a name as a guard who's been better than Maxey. Jrue Holiday? No. He's rounded into a great player. It'd be great if Maxey can somehow become a good defensive player like Jrue Holiday. But when he was in Philadelphia, he wasn't then what he is now. And Maxey is really developing into his own, and we saw the development take place from his rookie year to year 2. And the playoff numbers, by the way, if we had a third column, even better than what he did in year 2. Rookie year, 15 minutes per game, minutes more than double because of the fraud that is Ben Simmons. 17.5 points per game in the regular season last year for Maxey. It was north of 20 in the playoffs, by the way. And then the shooting numbers, exceptional with the growth that we saw transpire. Field goal percentage from year 1 to year 2 up from 46 plus to nearly 49. 3-point percentage up from 30 to nearly 43. Is that sustainable? Probably not. Is Maxey going to shoot 43% this upcoming year? Probably not, right? These shooting percentages, they do vary. They do fluctuate. So even if he goes down to 38%, you know that's better than league average. And if Maxey can do that with more shot opportunities, I'm totally cool with that. Now, I want you to embrace debate with our final poll question of today's show. Who is the better player between Philadelphia's son and Tyrese Maxey and the Spider? Type DM for Donovan Mitchell, TM for Tyrese Maxey. I know this. D-Mitch might be the better offensive player right now. Maxey's already the better defensive player. He has the potential to be the better offensive player, and in the long run, he might be better than Donovan Mitchell. I'm typing my TM for Tyrese Maxey. Lastly, before we go, I did this on our Warriors channel as I cover the entire NBA here at Chat Sports, and it worked to a raging success. I want you to send me a picture of you rocking some Philadelphia 76ers gear and tweet it to me at Chase_Senior or hit me up on Instagram. It's the same handle on both social media platforms. The homie SB Sam Brown, he's showing you those links at the bottom of your screen, or at least the handle at Chase_Senior. Send me a picture of you rocking some 76ers gear, and I will feature you on a show coming up next week to show some love to my Philadelphia brethren and all the sisters out there as well. Appreciate all of you for watching today's show. Do not forget to subscribe.